I want to talk to you about the best SSL certificate services to buy from this year. So if you're interested in this topic, here's a review I want you to pay attention to. Number 7, you have GlobalSign. Our score, 8.2 over 10. So when you think about GlobalSign, I want you to think about a tool and a service that's great for growing companies. So GlobalSign is actually targeting enterprise level businesses that need SSL certification. And when you analyze their pricing model, you really can see it because they're actually are like above the competition in terms of prices. And so a DV SSL costs $249 per year, while OV and EV SSL certificates cost about $349 and $599 respectively. So when you analyze these prices, you can see that they are really high compared to competitors. By the way, let me just quickly define the acronyms that I'm talking about here. So when we talk about DV SSL, we're speaking about domain validation SSL. When we talk about OV, we're speaking about organization validation, and EV SSL, that's extended validation. So EV SSL is actually the highest tier here. OV is something in between, and domain validation is the lowest tier. We have an entire show that will actually explain those acronyms, but I just wanted to explain to anybody so you understand what I'm talking about when I say OV, DV, and EV. The benefit of choosing GlobalSign is that it includes 3 SANs for free. You have Outlook, Web Access, Mail, and Auto Discover with each SSL certificate. Additional subdomain protection costs about $99 each per year. A wildcard SSL costs $949 for unlimited domains. So if you need a multi-domain SSL, you can get that as well as an add-on for OV and EV certificates for about $200 each per year. And another benefit is that you can typically get EV SSL issuance in as little as 3 days. 3 days, that's really good. So GlobalSign tries to make it easy for you to get an SSL certificate. You need an add-on protection for subdomains or multiple domains as needed. And in our view, for all intents and purposes, it's an ideal choice for companies that expect growth in the future. So what are the pros and cons here? Pros first. You have easy checkout process. You have fast issuance of all SSLs. You have $10,000 to $1.5 million in warranties. You have phone and email support, and you have support in multiple languages. What about the cons here? Well, you have limited hours in terms of support, and you have expensive SSLs. In terms of pricing, I want you to look on the screen right now. Here's the pricing for GlobalSign. You have to contact the company to have more information. By the way, boss, welcome back to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here. Make yourself comfortable. You are going to enjoy today's conversation. Number 6, you have Intrust. Our score, 8.9 over 10. So when you think about Intrust, I want you to think about an SSL certificate service that's great for multiple websites. So if you're listening to me right now and you operate multiple websites, you will love Intrust. And so Intrust is an SSL certificate provider that works a little differently than most of the best SSL certificate services that we have actually reviewed. It doesn't offer DV SSL certs. And if you need an EV SSL, you have to get a multi-domain one, which ends up being more expensive. Every SSL certificate get a $500,000 warranty, regardless of the type of SSL. By the way, I want to remind you of the 3 types of SSLs. We have extended validation EV, organization validation OV, and domain validation DV. And so the thing here is that you will pay $219 per year for a standard OV SSL, while $429 for a multi-domain EV SSL and $799 for a wildcard OV SSL. The base price for an EV SSL includes protection for up to 2 domains and $139 per year for each additional domain up to 50. And if you need SANs, you will need to talk to your account executive for pricing. And it's worth noting that support is kind of limited though, which is unusual at this price level. Support is available nearly 24 hours per day, with the exception of Saturdays and Sundays. So this is what it is. So who should really use Intrust? Well, as long as you don't need 24/7 access to support or a DV SSL, Intrust could work well for you. It's a great solution for any business that runs multiple websites. What are the pros and cons here? Pros, you have $500,000 warranty on all SSLs, money back guarantee, and you have phone, live chat, and email support. What about the cons? Not fully transparent pricing, you have limited support hours, and you have lower warranty than is standard. I want you to look right now for the pricing. You have to contact sales to have a better idea about their information. By the way, boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We're having a conversation about the best SSL certificate services that you need to know about. Number 5, you have AlphaSSL. Our score, 9/10. So when you think about AlphaSSL, I want you to think about a tool that's great for single site value. And AlphaSSL offers a solid value, but you're out of luck if you need to certify multiple domains, because it only offers single domain SSL certificates. It only offers DV SSL for $49 per year with no discounts for a long-term contract. You also get a wildcard SSL for $149 per year. By the way, DV, domain validation. So domain validation is the lowest tier here, okay? Because you have OV, organization validation, that's the mid tier, and extended validation, that's the highest tier. So the thing is that support is only available through a ticket system. So the phone numbers on the site are only for sales phone calls. So there is a warranty available for all SSL certificates, but AlphaSSL does not publicize the amount. So you have to check with their sales team for concrete information here. So for us, after all analysis, we've seen that the best use case for an AlphaSSL cert is if you need a low-cost security solution for a single site, so one site, or a site with multiple subdomains for 1 year at a time. So what are the pros and cons here? Let's first talk about the pros. You have a simple checkout process, nothing complicated. You have affordable pricing, and you have warranties on all SSLs. What about the cons here? Well, this Cert service only offers DV SSL, so domain validation, the lowest tier, no discounts for multi-year contract, no phone or live chat support, no multi-domain SSLs. I want you to look right now on the screen. Here is a pricing for AlphaSSL as of the date of this show. So you can see here that you have AlphaSSL. So this is basically what I was talking to you about, the DV, the domain validation, $49. And this is what it is. And so you only use it for one site or one site with multiple subdomains. And then, or if you want, you get the wildcard certs, then that's only available for 1 year. But again, you have to understand that the cost is low though. But are you getting the protection that you need? Because see, something were to happen, are your users safe at all? So you have to think about those before making a decision. Number 4, you have Sectigo. Our score, 9.2/10. So what we love about Sectigo is that this is a great cert provider for e-commerce businesses. So Sectigo offers affordable SSL certificates for any type of business, and its pricing is transparent. We love that a lot. So for $66 per year on a 6-year plan, you can get a basic DV SSL or pay $99 for 1 year. An OV SSL costs about $120 per year for a 6-year plan. And so that's about $179 for 1 year. And an EV SSL is $174 per year for 6 years, or $249 for 1 year. Again, I just want to remind you that when we talk about EV, that's extended validation. OV, that's the organization validation. And domain validation stands for DV. And so the thing here is that who should really use Sectigo? Well, Sectigo is less expensive than most SSL cert services, and its multi-domain EV SSL option is a great choice if you run multiple e-commerce sites. In our view, this is just one of the best. Even if you're just looking for a DV SSL, Sectigo is a solid, affordable option. In our view, once again, what are the pros and cons of this player here? Let's quickly have a conversation here. Well, the pros, you have affordable pricing, that's for sure. You have money back guarantee, that's for sure also. And so the 24/7 phone, live chat, and ticket support is also fantastic. Now, one thing we love about Sectigo is the warranties. They really are very generous when it comes to warranties. It's just fantastic. You have $500,000 all the way to $1.75 million. So those warranties are great because, listen, something were to happen, basically your SSL cert provider is going to indemnify your users. Let's say you have a breach on your website, then your users' data is being hacked into, then this warranty will actually cover that. What about the cons here? Well, you have 1 to 3 days for issuance when it comes to DV and OV. Again, DV, domain validation, and OV, organization validation. Those are usually faster though, but it is what it is. And there is a lower warranty amount than competitors. So even though we have $500,000 to $1.75 million, other players are offering way more than what Sectigo is offering right now. And I want you to look right now on the screen. Here is a pricing for Sectigo as of the date of this show. So you will need to go to the site itself and click on the buy. So you can see that you have a domain validation, you have an extended validation, and you have organization validation. So those 3 certificates, you have to buy them and you have to click on buy to find out how much they cost at the time that you are actually clicking on it. Number 3, you have DigiCerts. Our score, 9.5 over 10. So when you think about DigiCerts, I want you to think about a cert provider that has some of the best customer support in our view here. It is actually DigiCerts is a premium SSL certificate service. So it is a bit pricier choice than most. So if you agree to a 6-year term, you can pay $264.92 per year for an OV SSL. A 1-year term will cost you about $289. An EV SSL is $394 per year for 6 years, or $439 for a single year. And so we didn't actually basically see how much they're charging for a DV SSL, but it's because you have to first sign up and request it specifically from a company representative. Again, DV, domain validation, OV, organization validation, and EV extended validation. And so who should really use it? Well, DigiCerts has been around for a while, and it's actually the parent company of several other known SSL cert services. So its longevity may make it more trustworthy to you. And if priority support from DigiCerts is important to you, go with any SSL certificate other than basic to get it. So what are the pros and cons here? Let's quickly have a conversation about that. Well, the pros is that you have multi-domain security for any SSL certificates. You have 24/7 support. So through phone, live chat, and email. This is really great. And this could be sort of fantastic for some industries. And you have a priority support for most accounts. You have, can you imagine the warranties? Just fantastic. They're very generous here. 1.25 million all the way to $2 million. And you have money back guarantee. So this is just great. And I want you to, like, in terms of the cons here, the detriments, the drawbacks, you have the checkout is a bit confusing, and there is no DV SSL pricing. Again, DV SSL, that's domain validation. And I want you to look right now on the screen. Here is how the pricing information looks for DigiCerts. So you're going to need to go to that page and actually click on the specific certs that you want to buy. By the way, boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We are having a conversation about the top SSL certificate services that you need to know about this year. Number 2, you have SSL.com, our score, 9.6 over 10. So when you think about SSL.com, I want you to think about a tool that is great. A platform that's great for fast turnaround times. So one of the big players in the SSL certificate services industry is SSL.com. And it really offers a competitive pricing, a money back guarantee, and warranties on all SSL certs. You pay as little as $36 per year for 5 years for a DV SSL, or $49 for a single year. An OV SSL costs about $224 per year for 5 years, or $299 for 1 year. An EV SSL costs about $239 per year for 2 years, and $299 for 1 year. And a multi-domain SAN is $141 per year for 5 years. And this is kind of cool. So there's a warranty ranging from $10,000 to $2 million. So you are really protected from fraudulent use of the certificates. And the website is a little confusing, specifically if you're trying to choose an OV SSL. And certificate issuance, we have seen in our experience, is really fast on this website because most SSLs are a 5-minute wait. So who should really use it? Well, if you need an SSL certificate quickly, SSL.com can provide it within 5 minutes. It claims that, now the EV SSLs are the exception though, because EV means what? Extended validation. So this takes more time. Also, pricing is really competitive. So let's quickly go through the pros and cons so we have a clear idea what we're speaking about here. The pros first. Well, you have money back guarantee, $10,000 to $2 million in warranty. So this is really good. You have very fast issuance of most certs. You have 24/7 phone, live chat, and email support. And the site trust seals are included. So this is kind of cool. And the cons here, well, you might have somewhat confusing language on the website. This is something that SSL.com has to work on because they want to really clarify things and just go straight to the point. Because the thing is, if customers are confused about your pricing, that's really bad, okay? So it's something you need to work on. I want you to look right now on the screen. Here is how the pricing for SSL.com stands as of the date of the show. So you can see that you have the basic SSL, you have the wildcard certs, you have the SAN UCC certs, and you have the EV certs. So it really depends on what you're looking for. But the good thing is, think of SSL.com as a giant marketplace for certs. Number 1, the best of the best. Komodo SSL Store, our score, 9.8 over 10. So when you think about Komodo, I want you to think about the best overall SSL cert service. And so it's one of the most popular SSL cert providers around. It offers a variety of SSL certs from DV to wildcard, and pricing starts at about $795 per year if you choose a 5-year term. Otherwise, a single year positive SSL cert will cost about $11 to $12 per year. For a single domain EV SSL, it costs about $72 per year for 5 years, or $92 per year. It's worth noting that the thing is that Komodo SSL Store is actually a Sectigo owned company as of May 2023. And so they only sell Sectigo certificates. And the most expensive SSL cert is about $2,500 per year on a 5-year term for an enterprise EV SSL. This is actually intended for enterprise clients with multiple domains to manage. And so there is a 30-day money-back guarantee, and almost the SSLs come with a warranty of some kind. This is really good. For example, the multi-domain EV SSL has a $2 million warranty. Plus, the good thing is you will get a free site trust seal to use on the checkout page to ensure users that your website is really secure, which you should actually have anyway. So Komodo SSL Store is a great fit for anyone who needs an SSL certificate. It offers every type of SSL cert available: trust site seals, money-back guarantees, and warranties, which is why it's one of the best SSL cert services you can use. I want to quickly talk to you about the pros and cons here. So pros first, you have low-cost DV certificates. Here is a cert provider that offers multiple types of SSL. You have money-back guarantee, you have general warranties, you have 24/7 live chat, phone, and email support. What about the cons here? Well, the best prices in our view require long-term plan and up to 5 days to verify ID, which is really long in this industry. I want you to look right now on the screen. Here is how the pricing looks like for Komodo, and we just took the example of a positive SSL EV, so you have a clear idea how much this could cost you. But you're going to have to customize to see exactly what you want before making a decision. Before we close to this conversation, I want to give you a general overview about SSL certs. We have an entire video that will talk about it, but to this conversation, I really want to talk a little bit about the nitty-gritty here. What you need to know about SSL certs. So most websites include SSL protection because it is so helpful for SEO, and it protects all the data flowing to and from the sites. Also, most of the best website builders and web hosting providers also offer free SSLs. If you don't already know which SSL certs you need, it's important to really have a clear idea. So what is an SSL cert and does it work? How does it work? You can think of an SSL certificate as your website passport. It helps a browser or web server authenticate a website's identity so your site is trustworthy. So the HTTPS indicate this. It also encrypts data, so any data to and from your site gets scrambled so it's unreadable by anyone listening in. So now there are several types of SSL. I think I just explained to you that. So you have the DV SSL, OV SSL, and EV SSL. So when we talk about DV SSL, this certificate is the least expensive and least secure of all the SSL certificates. So all it requires for authentication is verification that the domain is registered to the domain owner, right, via WHOIS database. And so this is great for personal project websites. And then you have the OV SSL. So there's much more info to check on OV SSL, and therefore it's more secure than a DV SSL. In addition to checking the domain validity, There's also a check on the organization that owns the domain plus its address and location. So this OVSSL is best for business or nonprofit websites. And then you have the EVSSL. So for the strongest protection, there are EVSSL certificates. The validation process checks for the name of the business, address, and location. Also, you can find the name of the business in the SSL info window. Click on the padlock next to the URL, which is further validation. So these certificates also come with the largest monetary warranties, which is really important. So this is best for e-commerce businesses. So you can see that basically all kinds of businesses needs an SSL cert. If your site is not protected by the SSL cert, it gets a not secure mark from Google. Plus, if you want any of your content or your site to rank well in search engines, you need that virtual padlock. Most importantly, though, you need an SSL cert to protect your site and its users. That's what you really want to pay attention to. Thank you so much for your attention. Let's quickly do a recap here. So here are the top 7 SSL certificate services. Number 1, Komodo SSL Store, 9.8/10. Number 2, SSL.com, 9.6/10. Number 3, DigiCerts, 9.5/10. Number 4 is Sectigo, our score 9.2/10. Number 5, AlphaSSL 9/10. Number 6, Intrust, our score 8.9/10. Number 7, GlobalSign, our score 8.2/10. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. God bless you. I'll speak to you another time, but until then, remember, stay marvelous.